people's identity is wrapped within it could be like a label, like an evangelist label, or because I think a lot of times we think we are based on our job titles, or we maybe take that more than we should or something. Like, I'm an SEO analyst, but I'm not an SEO analyst. I happen to be one. Like, it's that sort of relationship. But yeah, I try to look more at like the relationship from brands and individuals, but I think it turned more in the end, whereas looking at like how these evangelists make sense of their identity, like who they are based on their job title as well. Because a lot of these evangelists are kind of pulling from their personal background. There was an evangelist who he's really interested in like educational technology, and like he kind of drew upon his background, like growing up in like an underserved community, and like how the tech that they were using was very transformative in his life, and how like he wanted to kind of help others. So I think a lot of it was like this tech was something he's very passionate about because it's very personally like fulfilling, or very personally like he could really talk about it passionately. But at the same time, as again I mentioned before, like organizations kind of see that story though, and they kind of also like they know that people want to hear that story. So it's maybe not just about the tech, but it's kind of like both. But yeah, so it's either like they're trying to the tech solves a problem, or maybe it's personally fulfilling in some way. But
yeah, that was a good one. I actually know that gentleman. I had him hosted him on my other podcast, the Customer Experience podcast, years ago. And that's a great example, by the way, this idea that the story and the passion and the sincerity and all these other things we can all connect with elevates this from being just a commercial brand or a $245 Chromebook to being, a liberating or democratizing or, similar kind of, it elevates it. Like the human experience, like applied, elevates the whole conversation.